Welcome back. The president delivers his State of the Union address Tuesday night to a joint session of Congress. We hope you'll join us here at CNN for our special coverage. In a moment, some of the details, but first, let's take a look at his political standing compared to some of his predecessors. First, the president. No, he's not at the 64% where he began back in 2009, but look, after going down and then flatlining for much of last year, the president's actually up in recent weeks since the election. At 47% now, his aides are hoping that number keeps going up. How does that compare? Well, let's take a look. These are all two-term presidents giving their State of the Union in their 7th year. Ronald Reagan was at 49%. Bill Clinton leads the pack here at 63%. George W. Bush, remember, Iraq War angst and other angst, Katrina and the like, down at 33%. President Obama, as we said, at 47%. Julie Pace, the question is, he's at 47%. He's feeling better about himself, but the Republicans just walloped him in the last election. The president's going to give a list of proposals that the Republicans say, no way. Is the president really hopeful he can get these things passed, or is this about framing contrast?
Sure. I mean, they always hope that they can get things passed. They also know realistically that the vast majority of things that he's going to announce on Tuesday night will not get passed. This is mostly about sending two messages. One is sending a message to Republicans that I know you won, but I'm not going to sit back and just let you push your agenda through. I'm going to be proactive, and I'm going to stand by my principles. The second piece of this, I think, is about setting the tone for Democrats heading into 2016. Right. If you look at the proposals on taxes, this is just a classic Democratic message, raising taxes on the wealthy to fund programs for the middle class and for the poor. If he can set that agenda, he feels like he can prop up Hillary Clinton, perhaps another challenger if she doesn't run. But this is part of him setting the tone and making himself part of the conversation going into the 2016 campaign.
You mentioned the contrast, and let's look at some of the proposals, because remember, the Senate will be in play in 2016 again. Republicans think they keep the House, but who knows? There's a presidential election in 2016. The president, as Julie noted, he wants to give college tuition help, essentially free community college or subsidized community college for 2 years. The federal government would subsidize state efforts to do that. Paid family leave is on the president's list. As Julie just noted, a tax hike for the wealthy. The president says he wants to use that money to give tax credits to the middle class. There's no question they think it's an agenda that helps the Democrats. The question is, what does it do to the climate here in Washington? And I guess, do the Republicans feel enough pressure, especially if the president's numbers keep inching up, that they maybe got to do a deal?
Well, I mean, there probably will be some sort of deal around tax reform. That seems like the only thing that might be able to get done. But mostly it is about this sort of a legacy agenda. What does the Democratic Party stand for? What does Obama stand for? And we've seen him do that. I mean, after he got walloped, as you said, in that midterm election, he started to make moves around immigration reform with the executive order, around Cuba, all of this, in some ways playing into the culture wars, right? But what does the Democratic Party stand for? So I think that's much more. And you can't help but notice, I mean, John Podesta is sitting in that White House as they are crafting these messages, and we know that in a number of weeks he's going to be working for Hillary Clinton.
What's interesting, on the Clinton front is, I mean, she's obviously understands that things have changed since Bill Clinton's presidency, but Bill Clinton, you know, he reduced capital gains tax as part of the '97 budget deal. He rolled back Glass-Steagall. Contributed, you know, he had a Wall Street-friendly administration, so it'll be kind of interesting to watch as these markers are laid down by Democrats nationally, you know, how far away she moves from Bill and how she talks about that.
Yeah, and what Republicans have to do, I mean, you have Mitt Romney talking about income inequality. What are they going to do in terms of real plans?
With economic growth up, there will be more tax revenues, meaning more money in Washington. The question is whether that's enough of a pot to create a deal. Whether Republicans feel enough pressure, they have to give the president at least one or two of his things, and in return get something, tax cuts for small business or something like that.